You're watching Blue Rising, your weekly fix for all things Blues, right here on Blues Plus. My name is Richie Driss.
Yes, and I am not Ellen Ellard.
What?
Yeah, I'm Will Brazier. That's mental, isn't it? No Ellen this week, but don't worry, she'll be joining us later in the show for a chat with journalist Izzy Gilligan.
I thought you just done your makeup differently. That is extraordinary. It's worth mentioning we are coming at you from the 12 here at St Andrew at Knighthead Park, and we have got an incredible show for you. From Stoke to Swansea, a few slices of history and a taste of what keeps today's Blues at their best. First up, big news off the pitch. The 1875 Club has launched a foundation project supporting Blues in the community and building on the club's legacy. I was lucky enough to be there and it was an incredible night.
Ben Nuttall has been here to kick off a series of trick shot videos for his YouTube channel. Here's a word from Ben.
Yes guys, Ben Nuttall here, and we have had a lot of fun today here at St Andrew Stadium at Knighthead Park. We're filming a trick shot for my YouTube channel, which you'll see soon. It's a crazy trick shot. It took a while, but we managed to get it. Catch it soon on my YouTube channel.
Plus, a new book celebrating 150 years of blues launched this week. We'll be hearing from the author, Keith Dixon. But first,
we're turning our attention to the here and now and the science that keeps today's Blues performing at their best.
Absolutely, whether it's at Epic or KPC, the youth setup, the under-21s, the women's or the men's first teams, it's down to one very busy legend to ensure the players are fueled to perform at their very best.
Yes, and Ellen was the one who was lucky to get the invite into the kitchen with club executive chef Rob Goff to find out what goes into keeping the players at peak condition.
Welcome to the canteen at the Knighthead Performance Centre. We just had the lunch rush, a very busy time, and I'm delighted to be alongside the man behind the whole operation. Rob, tell us a little bit about yourself and your role here at Birmingham City.
So yeah, I'm Rob, I'm the executive chef. I oversee all the operations of the first team all the way down to the eights.
Talk us through the team that you work with, the staff that you work with, of course, across the different locations.
I've got two teams, I've got a team of 6 each part. We work closely with the nutritionists. They would just give us the guide of what to do, and then they give us the training plans, and then we work around that. Our role then is just trying to hide the unusual things into foods. You know, your beetroot sneaking into a brownie, etc., or into a sauce. It is kind of unique how we have to think each day to try and make it appealing to them, because the main thing we need them to do is eat. The last thing you want is a player coming in, looking at the food, plain chicken, salad. He's going to go home and probably go to a fast food on the way home, which is what we don't want. We know what the lads like, but we just take all the rubbish bits out and put the good bits back in, but still call it the same. You know, if we're going to do a burger, I mean, believe it or not, we can eat burgers, but it's how we produce it. You know, I call it like a fake away, if anything. Burritos, burgers, stuff like that, baked chips, chicken fillet sandwiches, all the stuff that you see fast food, but just baked rather than fried.
We're seeing some of the academy players come through. How important is it to teach them early the importance of everything you've spoken about?
Education is the biggest thing. It's all right them coming down here and seeing, for example, if it's a chicken curry or lasagna. It doesn't mean they can go home and buy the chicken curry and lasagna because it's completely different. I'm big with the nutritionist to get it into the kids at an early age. We don't put ketchups and that on the table. As you can see, it's kind of basic sauces like your srirachas, your tabascos, minimum with sugars. My staff and myself will just chat to the lads, like if they're walking past and it's got loads of pasta, loads of chicken, but no veg. If you want to get through that golden door, let's get some greens on there. And to be fair, they will listen.
Is there any bad habits that you have to break? You said they're hiding the greens, trying to get the greens in.
I mean, that's the biggest one. No one likes veg. If we put ketchup here, if we put Nutella on the table here, it'd be gone. We'd be spending hundreds a week on it. That would be there. Anything sugary, lads will smash.
Yeah.
100%, yeah.
Any tips for any youngsters who are maybe watching this and wanting to get on top of their nutrition nice and early?
Listen to your parents. Everyone says eat veg. It's true. I mean, trying to eat a balanced meal. Advice is eat healthy.
The growth of this department, how important is it to grow that in alignment with everything else exciting that's going on at the club?
We've been open here a year now, but we need to get this to align with the first team. Yeah. So when they do make that jump, it's important they walk straight in and everyone's in line. And that's the biggest thing that I'm trying to do this season here. I want to get us to be the best that we as a club can be. I'm introducing 2 young lads who are coming through the ranks at the moment, chefing, who will be the first chefs stroke nutritionists in football. So they're in the early stages at the moment. They're on the last year of college for food. Their next step is then to go on to a degree of nutrition. Now, by the time we go to the big site that we're going to, we will be at the top.
What is your favourite thing to cook here and at home?
Wow. I wouldn't say it's cook, but my favourite thing to do is anything sushi based.
Love that.
Love it. Love it.
Amazing.
Sushi based and fast food, as in
Yeah.
the best thing ever, chips. What an invention. It's a potato in a fryer. Can't go wrong, eh? But if you want to go healthy, I'd say sushi.
Sushi all the way.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see it on the menu here. Rob,
You
thank
missed it.
you so much for your time.
Thank you.
From fueling the players of today to celebrating the history that shaped the club, Blues have been marking a huge milestone.
Yes, to honour 150 years of Birmingham City, this past week saw the launch of the 1875 Club. Here's a look at the event and what the programme is all about.
Welcome to the iconic Millennium Point in Birmingham. My name is Richard Driss and I'm here at the launch of the 1875 Club. So what's it all about then? Well, the 1875 Club gives die-hard Blues fans the opportunity to be part of something bigger than the football. It's all about passion, pride and giving something back to the city that we love. Tonight's guests get a very special chance to hear from the people that are integral to making Birmingham City and the football club exactly what it is.
For every membership, a £1,000 donation is made to the foundation. 5 members would cover the cost of a holiday course for 60 young people within the city and provide them with a meal every single day of that holiday course. 60 members signing up to the 1875 Club would enable us to launch another school academy. And in terms of our school academies, that's putting 2 full-time members of Birmingham City Foundation staff into a school setting and us also delivering on top community outreach work as well.
What would you say to someone watching this interview who is maybe considering being a founding member of the 1875 Club?
If you want to support the foundation and to donate, a meaningful amount of money, then we want to reward that generosity and be able to give you some exclusive access that you wouldn't have otherwise, been able to have. And so this is a way where we reward people who want to be part of the solution, who want to come on the journey with us, who want to help, those less in need. And we think it's only right and proper that we show something in reward.
Chris Davis, as men's first team manager, how important is it for you to be a part of the launch of the 1875 Club?
Well, it's a privilege to be here tonight and be part of it. I think it's just a great initiative. 150 years old the club is now, this year, and to have something like this where we're bringing together a lot of people for this cause, for the foundation, is a wonderful idea, something that I was really keen to get involved in and support in any way I could. I'm looking forward to having a really, really good evening.
What does it mean to you to be part of the launch of the 1875 Club?
I think the 1875 Club is such a great idea. It's innovative, it's inspired, and I think it's backed by people who mean it. It's not a PR stunt, it's not an effort to curry favour with anyone. It's done genuinely in the knowledge that if we are part of the community will be part of us. And people that are being helped by the 1875 will probably be inspired to get down to the Blues and watch the game. And what we want is for our patch, which is East Birmingham, which has a lot of issues and a lot of problems, to benefit hugely from the halo effect of having the club there.
How would someone who is hoping to join the 1875 Club go about doing that?
So I'd say go on the foundation website, look for the 1875 Club, or if you can't find any of the links which are there, just email reception@bcfc.com and put it for the attention of the foundation.
Well, I feel a little bit guilty for having gone to that, but on a scale of 1 to 10, just how jealous are you?
Yeah, you're making it worse. So,
sorry.
yeah, just don't rub it in.
Let's move on, shall we? It was genuinely a really amazing event, and the work that the foundation is doing is spectacular. It's a real testament to the history of this amazing club.
Yes, I think I know a lot about the club, but someone that probably knows it a little bit more than me is Keith Dixon. He's written a new book marking 150 years of Birmingham City. We sat down with him to talk about the project and the memories it celebrates.
Well, I've supported the club since I was 8, which is a few decades. This is what the fans deserve.
Davis looking for Jukovic.
Gray across the face, it's in! Lyndon Dykes off the bench to win it for Blues.
Fortunately, I have a book publishing contract with a company called Pitch Publishing, which is the UK's top sports publisher. And I'd done 2 books with them previously, and they recognised that it was the 150th anniversary of Birmingham City. The previous season they'd done the 150th book for Glasgow Rangers, and asked me whether I'd be interested in doing the book, for which of course it was a very keen yes please. I've spent a lot of time writing other books, so it was a case of not doing an encyclopedic history book. It was doing a book that was based on my experience with the club and the fact that I was writing a book about 150 years when we'd never won a major trophy. So it was remarkable. So the idea of it being 150 years of a remarkable football club. What I wanted to get into the book was very much the strategy of the new owners. It meant that I did know that they wanted, that they'd come here for Birmingham primarily, and the fact that it had a great club, football club, was a tick in the box. So I focused the first 2 chapters on the history of Birmingham itself and Small Heath, where I was raised as a boy. It's a coffee table book, therefore it doesn't sit on the bookshelf, it sits within the family, within the home. And it reflects not only what we've achieved on the pitch, but so much of the emotion of being a supporter. Every person that picks that book up who is a Blue Nose will feel it, right, as well as read it.
Time now to bring it back to the pitch and that dreaded trip to the Potterers. So we had better bring in our favourite member of the Strikers Union, Tommy Mooney. Welcome back, lovely to have you here. But first, let's get into the highlights, shall we?
Kumas. Peck 1-2 with Kumas down the left-hand side, delivers the cross into the penalty area. Dimmy Gray on the volley. Difficult technique, struck it into the ground, took all the pace out of it.
Well, that's better from Kumas. Yeah, lovely little give and go. He's got a cross in, and to be honest with you, I expected Dimmy to do better than that with his ability.
Yeah, the on-rushing Stoke man may have just put him off in his peripheral. Brings the game to a walking pace on the right-hand side, waiting for movement, waiting for inspiration. It comes within Patrick Roberts. He dances in Phil on his left foot, edge of the penalty area. Roberts just looking for an opening. Doyle was cute into Stansfield. Snapshot from the angle, can only find the side netting.
We've pushed them back, and we're taking the game to them. In those early stages, we were taking the game to them. A little clever give and go between Roberts and Stansfield, edge of the box there, which is good. There you look at the diminutive play.
Second corner of the game from the far side in front of the Blues faithful. Be a left-footed out swinger. And it comes flat. Laval was up there, and it's beaten Allsop. A period for Blues to navigate here. Muaf away down the right-hand side. Mubama. Cheeky attempt, splendid save by Allsop, springing across to his right-hand side.
He's not trying to win it, he's trying to pinch it, and the wide player just drifted past him, and now we've got a problem in the middle of the box.
I think I speak for everyone when I say that the editor did really well to scrape more than one highlight out of that, didn't they, Tommy? What do you think of it?
Yeah, it's a poor result, poor performance. Difficult coming back after the international break. We weren't in the best of form going into it, so yes, it's a disappointment, but you know, it's one of those things you just have to get on with it, and luckily enough the next game comes along quickly enough.
Tom, you've been saying in the past, and we've been talking about it as well, you don't worry when the chances are there and not taken, but sort of in the last couple of games the chances haven't been there themselves as well. Is that
and it's a concern. I don't think it's a worry, I think it's a concern, because it probably means that something's not quite happening that they've been working on in training. And yes, I would always say the time to worry is when you're not creating opportunities to score goals, because then where are they going to come from? But you know, it's early on in the season. We've still got new players coming in. It's not quite clicking,
but we also know from some of the better performances that we're not far away.
Tom, there was a few players that sort of had uncharacteristic off days, but you know, a lot of those ones that were here last season, we've sort of seen how they recover from that. Is that very much what you're sort of taking out of it, that it was just a sort of one-off and go on again?
I think the first one after an international break is difficult. We talk about the continuity. You have zero of that over the international break, particularly when we've got so many players away. So you can't actually work with that team that he wants to play in his first game back after the international break. So that's what makes it a little bit difficult, and that's what sometimes you get strange results. You know, a lot of the big teams lose games or drop points after an international break. We're no different to that. We've just got to put it right before Swansea.
5 games played, 2 wins, 2 losses and a draw. How do you assess the start to this championship season?
I think when you got promoted and you're going into this division, there's so much expectation on the team, the football club, that yes, you'd like it to carry on the way we started. We started very well, but it's almost creating a little bit of fat around you, so that when you have a little bit of a dip in form and you're not picking up points, you're still sat in the middle of the table. And that's where we are now. We're 5 games in. There's a really long way to go, isn't there? And I'm sure we'll have many, many more good days.
It's still early doors, and in Chris Davis we trust. I'm sure they've all been working hard to turn it around.
Working very hard, as you can see, just like a certain Will Brazer, who has apparently been spending all of your money at the club shop, which is only about, what, 100 yards from here?
Yes, I've got nothing less. I've been promising myself the new away kit with Kyogo on the back, but maybe I got a little bit carried away. Kid in a candy store for me, Richie. The transfer window is over. There's some new signings and there's some new additions in this, the club shop, my favourite place on earth. Let's have a look inside and see what they've got. Last time I was here, it was for the home shirt launch. Since then, we've had some lovely little numbers come out, starting with the 3rd shirt, linked with LA, of course. We've got the sponsor on there, a lovely bit of detail. I'm sure we've seen you wearing it in the Blackburn away end. I didn't have mine on, I had a little retro number, but will be purchasing. Now I've moved over about half a metre to the training wear section. If like me, you're in your mid-30s, still convincing yourself you can play, what better way to complete the look with this lovely selection here. We've got some of the pullover tops on here, another little zip-up top number down here. Maybe you want to make yourself look like you're part of the coaching staff. It's September, the wind stops, the temperature drops. What do you need to put on? A nice hoodie, and we've got loads of them down at the club shop. White number, Birmingham City, lovely badge here. I mean, we have just upgraded in the club shop. The team's gone up in levels, the club's gone up in levels, and the shop's going with it. Absolutely fantastic. We speak about upgrades, new era in the building, new era for blues, new era for caps. I can't wear them because my head's absolutely massive, but even this looks good on me. Side profiles don't do that, but look at these, we've got a wide selection of them here. Get in them here now because these are going to go. Now, if you're like me, you can't beat a retro number, and the club has upgraded that section as well. Beach towel down here. Now that's, as I've said before, if you take that with you, you're making a statement. The club needs you. Are you procreating? Have you got a bun in the oven? Are you expecting a new one? Are you expecting a future blue nose? We'll get them down here. We've got a wide selection, a 2-pack bib set. I need to wear that sometimes when I'm eating. We've got grows, throws, anything in between. Can you tell I've not got kids? Yes, you can. That's the club shop update, new signings, new additions, it's all in there. Come and have a visit. Match day, non-match day, get yourself in there. Christmas is coming around the corner, so get yourself prepared. Treat yourself, treat your loved ones to some lovely little numbers. I'll be back soon. Cheers. Bye.
Shopping selfishly, was it? Anything for the family?
No, just, very selfishly as per usual, Just think about myself and crack on from there.
Nothing, a women's shirt for the better half, for example?
No.
Great. Okay. Well, speaking of the women's team, they've been having a very solid start to the season.
Yes, definitely, Richie. A great win against Bristol City, followed by a solid draw away to a strong Sunderland team who many fancy to be fighting for one of those automatic promotion spots. Let's take a look.
Come back to this right-hand side to be lofted in toward the back post. This is dangerous. It's a very good stop. Back toward goal. It is over the bar. It may have been the head of the defender. It was hard to tell in the melee there, but very, very close for Cook and for Birmingham. McGill here with the ball. Edge of the penalty area, tries to strike just wide of goal. She can be deadly. Brown drills it forward, and now it may well have found its way through. Big chance here for the hosts. Birmingham have to deal with it and don't! And Sunderland hit them hard. Away from Heron, and Scar kept going, and then just placed it high into the back of the Birmingham City goal. McGill. Smart ball to his left-hand side. Not too many in the centre. Crossway, the main one. Birmingham still coming here though, and Birmingham equalise almost immediately. They did not lie down. They get straight back into the game, and Vioriki Sari has brought her side level. Ji Sun-yun, who now picks it up, and Birmingham City have a big chance. Crosswaite's unmarked here. Crosswaite's in. What can Lily Crosswaite do here? Good stop from Maloney. Out for a corner. The counter was absolutely excellent. Started the move, Ji Soo-yun. And then Crosswaite, well, forcing that out of Maloney. To Cook. Ji Soo-yun finds a brilliant ball to McKenna here, who may have found a brilliant gap off the crossbar. So close for Birmingham City, still not clear. Harrison Murray has it toe poked off her boot. Off the crossbar from the captain.
Really, really solid result. And here to break it down for us, Ellen spoke to journalist Izzy Gilligan for a more in-depth discussion on all things WSL2.
Izzy, thank you so much for joining us. I think one of the big sentiments from the weekend for Birmingham City is if you can't win, don't lose. And that's something that managers on both sides of Birmingham City have spoken about a lot recently. What were your takes from the game?
Yeah, I think it's a really good sentiment to start with. It's a tough place to go, Sunderland. I think everyone knows it was being played at the Stadium of Light. And despite a reasonably low attendance of around 700, it's still a very loud atmosphere. I think anyone that's watched the highlights or watched the game on the stream will have been able to hear the fans, despite not being big in their numbers, they are loud. So it's a difficult place to go away and win. And both teams created big chances. I think it was a really exciting game to watch, and Birmingham might have had more of the chances, but Sunderland were definitely in that game as well. And the fact that the two teams have come away with a draw, it just keeps momentum going for the season. But yeah, I think that coming away with a point is going to be valuable. The small margins are so important in this league, as we've seen. I mean, it's only 2 weeks in and it's just so competitive. I'm sure we'll discuss the rest of the league later, but staying unbeaten this early in the campaign is just as important as trying to go for those wins. And if, in that game, they weren't able to score those chances. And so coming away with a point is the best they could do.
One team that hasn't been so quiet with going about their business is Newcastle United. That Sioux Blues have got at home next. Only goal difference separating Blues and Magpies at this point. What do you expect from Newcastle this season? Obviously, the money, the investment that they've put in, like Blues, very well documented.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Newcastle's a big club, right? And seeing success on the men's side means you're going to see a bit more investment on the women's side because there's that money there. And they are really trying to build a solid foundation. And they're showing, they're putting their money where their mouth is and really making it happen. I've been to St James's Park for the time we're Derby, and it is such a great atmosphere. They've really got the fan base, and so I think it's great that Birmingham are at home this weekend against them, because not a nice place to go 2 weeks in a row up to the northeast to play football. But yeah, it's a big clash between the two. Obviously, Newcastle have brought in an experience with Jordan Nobbs, who serial WSL winner and lots of trophies in her cabinet. So it'll be exciting for her to keep being in action in this league, because she's brilliant. Aoife Mannion as well. They're quite a strong attacking side. They scored a lot of goals last season, and they've got a chance to make a statement away from home against Birmingham, and they'll want to get those points to jump away from that pack of 4-point teams at the moment that's there at the moment. So yeah, both targeting promotion. I think this will be one of the games where it will be about the fine margins and who's able to make the most of the chances created, and I hope it will be an exciting one.
Indeed, thank you so much for your time. So much to look forward to this weekend in the WSL too. We really appreciate your time.
Definitely a strong start. And now from the Mackhams to the Geordies, it's a big game against Newcastle this weekend at home.
Yeah, Newcastle at home could be the kind of result that really sets the tone for the season. To get some real insight though, Tommy had a great chat with Louise Quinn to hear about the campaign so far, how life has changed since stepping away from the game, and what it will take to get past the Geordies.
So Louise, welcome back to St Andrews at Knighthead Park. How are you feeling?
Yeah, it's always lovely to be back. A little bit of a strange feeling. I was at the women's game last week, and first game watching them not have gone through a pre-season, not have prepped for a game. So yeah, it was definitely a different situation.
I was looking at your stats when I knew that we were going to be talking today, and the detail in your career, obviously the success you had in Ireland, playing in the Champions League, then to Sweden. Explain that to me.
I'd played Champions League, and I was in the senior national team with Ireland, and there was just, one of my friends and one of the girls I roomed with, she was just like, you've got to go abroad now. Like, you're ready, you can do this, and you want to be a main player in the Irish team. Yeah, listen, it was a second division team in Sweden. Sweden had its reputation in the national team in terms of being a very, very strong national team and getting to, Euros finals and World Cups and everything. And yeah, I literally arrived in a February 2013 to about 3 foot of snow.
Really?
I walked out of the airport and I was like, what have I done? Like, what have I done? And, at the time, then the manager, he collected me in the car, and I was like, should we be driving in this, And he's like, yeah, it's absolutely fine. English, perfect, So I was like, thank God. And just landed then in, the apartments we were staying in. And again, I was just looking out the window and I was like, I don't know what I've done here. But it was, the best for me and how I reflect on it, the best career move I could have made.
I think you've openly admitted you changed your style a little bit while you were at Arsenal.
Yeah.
Come from that stereotype, traditional Irish centre-back to a footballing one. And you had some great success there, the WSL and then the League Cup final.
Yeah, Joe Montemoro, he was persistent with me, and you're going from whatever it takes to get the ball away from the goal to passing in the box, your own box, and playing out and playing under pressure. And I went through some very difficult moments with that. You're going through a training session and you just feel like you're losing ball after ball after ball. But then it just started to click, and for that 18-19 season, I think that was my most consistent season.
But then that brings around and move back to the home of football, St Andrews at Knighthead Park. And you've had a great time over the 4 years?
4 years, yeah. Listen, it was to get back in, then to go to the WSL, and Blues at the time, it was definitely a struggle. The girls did very well to not get relegated just the season before. They had a lot of struggles, and unfortunately we did get relegated in that first season. It was a real struggle. the support that the team are getting, you know, from now to 4 years ago when I arrived. You know, it's, you know, I struggle to still believe, you know, how quick that's come around.
And that brings us round to Newcastle at the weekend. Big game. You've played with a lot of players involved at the weekend. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, this is, you know, it's interesting. Obviously, the game's just gone. We drew, Newcastle drew. Yeah, I just think it's, you know, going to be the biggest game that they, you know, that they'll have until the away leg. And I think where Newcastle are at in terms of the signings they've made, again, another club that wants to go somewhere. But I feel like the players we have and how many that have been there for, you know, the last few seasons, you know, that team spirit, the cohesion. I think, you know, and it being in St Andrews here, this is, you know, this is the moment, and this can be that step towards the league. And listen, it's the third game in, but there's not many games in this league. You know, you slip up once, twice, 3 times, then that could be it.
Yeah. Fingers crossed for the weekend. Big game. Let's hope the big game players turn up. It's been great to get to know you. Thank you.
Definitely hoping for a huge win on Sunday at 2 p.m. here at St Andrews at Knighthead Park. Make sure you get yourself down here and cheer them on.
Yes, and of course, Saturday lunchtime against Swansea. It's been sold out for weeks. I'll be down there, Cop Corner, and we'll definitely be looking for the lads to drop it like it's hot against Snoop Dogg's boys.
Very nice. Yeah, it's definitely going to be nothing but a blues thing on Saturday, Tommy. Have you any idea what we're talking about?
No idea. I've heard of the geezer, but I don't know anything about it. I just feel strange from the.
I thought you'd been on a few nights out with Snoop Dogg.
No, that was Snoopy.
Yeah. He's a good lad as well. Right, Tom, we need to obviously pick it up. 3 defeats in a row, including that Carabao Cup one. I'm pretty confident though. Obviously, as we said, in the manager we trust, but you know, even the few defeats and draws that we had last season, I thought he was really good at sort of identifying what was wrong and sort of changing it around with those little tweaks, changes in personnel. In terms of the manager, the gaffer, as we're allowed to call him, sure. Do you think that's what's going to happen this Saturday?
Yeah, I think it's a good opportunity without a midweek game. He's probably had 5 or 6 days on the training ground with the team that he wants to play on Saturday. Swansea have had a reasonable start, very similar to us. They've got one more draw than we've got. So it's 2 equally matched teams, but St Andrews at Knighthead Park on a Saturday afternoon, it's normally where we kick off well, isn't it? So
a noticeable change in our last match at Stoke was Kyogo on the bench, and we talked about his conversion rate and it not being great. Do you think that is a sign of Chris Davis saying, right, this hasn't been good enough, let's get you on the bench and then you need to re-earn your place back?
I think it also could be just something as simple as come and have a little watch of the tempo of the game. You know, he's coming to a new division.
Yeah.
So he was thrown in, he looked really bright, really sharp, had opportunities. I've said in the first weeks of the season, I love the way he looks to score every time he gets the ball. It's not come off for him. It doesn't make it mean he's a bad player. Jay Stansfield comes into the team. He didn't score either. We've still got firepower. There's plenty of it. And I'm not concerned about that. I think it's just, we call it an early blip.
The lads trained here midweek, I think on Wednesday. What sort of, did you ever do that? Is it nice to sort of break up the week when maybe things haven't been going as well as they had been in the past, just to sort of change the surroundings?
Yeah, you often find that from managers that are very detailed in their prep, because it's working on the pitch, particularly set pieces, which we conceded again from last week. Particularly set pieces, because you're in the environment where you're going to be on match day. It's different at the training ground. There's no stands, there's no corner flags. The pitch is the same size, the box is the same size, and the goals are the same size. I get that, but it's a different environment. So yeah, I've done that on dozens of occasions. It's just to put you in the environment that you're going to be in on a match day, but also take you away from the training ground, because it's something, you know, a change is as good as a rest, as they say.
That's it for episode 7. A huge thank you to Tommy, as per every week, to Louise, Izzy and Ellen, who will be back next week as well.
Yes, and in honour of the 1875 club announcement, we thought we'd go out on a high with a beautiful piece written by Stephen Knight and performed by local performer Orthan Allen.
Didn't know you were such a big Snoop Dogg fan. Ain't no fun without some Snoop Dogg references. And we'll see you on the next episode of Blue Rising. Take care.
Dear Birmingham, can I call you bro? More than the sum of its various parts, what a place to start. Big beating heart, chances, sometimes ballet dancers, iron and steel and cars and chains, the joys and sorrows of Garrison Lane. Birmingham's on the rise, no more compromise. More joy than sorrow, can't wait to see tomorrow. We got no time for glory hunters, casual punters. The glory's in the city skyline. You are forever mine. You gave us plenty, point of view, a cultural stew from which to cultivate the innate good humor, the self-deprecation, the inspiration. Boring matadors, thin ice skaters. Keep right on, we sing together. Stuff the weather, win or lose, up the blues. But some of us have won more than we've lost. Brum helped us make it, move and shake it. But now it's time to give something back to those with things stacked against them, the stress, the tension, too tight to mention. Not a coin tossed down with a sigh or a frown, or a hand me down, but a hand offered up with bold intention, a new invention, a chance for those that got the breaks to prove what a difference a true supporter can make. Pass the baton with my peaky hat on. By order of a town that won't back down, we are here to announce the latest thing. Let's get this city moving. An inspirational hub, the brand new and completely brilliant 1875 Club.
Yes, and of course, Saturday lunchtime, I'll be here in the Kop, in the corner, against Swansea. Obviously, it's been sold out for weeks, but we'll definitely be looking for the lads to drop it like it's hot against Snoop Dogg's boys.
Very nice.
Wow, definitely an auto cue there, isn't it?
Definitely going to be nothing but a blue sting on Sunday, Tommy.
I feel so estranged from the pair of you. What a double act.
Could you tell I knew what I was reading there?